So this is GarageBand. It's a computer application that comes with Apple computers and is primarily used for editing music and audio. And I chose to use GarageBand because I saw it in a lot of the schools I observed and student taught in as an unused resource. Many of the schools have Apple computers in their tech labs or even in their classrooms, and GarageBand just wasn't being used. So I really wanted to try it out, play around with it, and see what it can be used for. And this is what I found to be really helpful, is that you don't need any internet to use it. It's so easy to record and to play what you have recorded um, on the computer, since you can just pull it right out of your applications folder. But the unhelpful thing is that it's very difficult to navigate as a first-time user. So if you're going to use it in your classroom, I strongly suggest that you have a lesson on how to use it and to show the kids exactly what to do and how to do it. But some of the features and functions that comes with it is that you can record audio very simply by pushing this record button with a track, and you can add effects to your voice. You can cut, delete, copy, move pieces of audio very easily. And you can use this for podcasting. You can also import music and play around with loops, especially since GarageBand already comes with its own library of loops. You can also use this to make covers of music, and that's really popular right now, especially as you can see on YouTube of kids making their own covers to music. So I'll show you an example. I was able to download and import an instrumental version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and on top of it, my daughter and we sang along with it, and we recorded our voice on this track. And we had a couple other attempts, but I muted them out because I didn't want to include it when I'm listening. And to play around with the loops, my daughter and we went through the loops, and she really liked the bongo groove. And so we just put it all together, and let's see how it turned out. Ooh. Let's try that again. So you see, it can be used really easily. She's only 2, and even she was having a great time recording her own voice and listening to herself and picking a loop that she liked and listening to a song that she really knew well. So I can see this in the classroom as being a great motivational support for your instructional goals, depending on what you want to do. Especially with literacy, I could see this being used for fluency and early literacy. Students can record their own voices as they read, and you can assess their fluency with their recordings. You can use this to bring in instrumentals and have your students to create jingles to remember facts that you're learning in class. Or they can even write their own song lyrics to instrumentals of music that they like. It really helps you to be creative and integrate the arts and music and really appreciate your students for their musical intelligence. So looking at the rubric, so for user-friendly, I would say I don't really recommend it. For first-time users, I really strongly suggest that you show them how to use this tool. So when it comes to using it for the first time, I don't recommend ever throwing this into your kids' laps. But I definitely recommend using it for instructional goals, for multimodal communication, especially since it promotes interaction and communication with your kids if they were doing a group project. Let's keep going. Snapshots examples available. No, not true, especially since it just came with the computer. It didn't really come with a how-to tutorial. But reliability, I would strongly, strongly suggest this. It's so reliable because you don't need internet. And in terms of technical difficulties, it doesn't really have many because it's just an application on your computer. You don't have to worry about a server being down or anything like that. And it's absolutely free if you have a Mac. It comes with the Mac. Otherwise, you might have to pay a little bit here and there for loops, but you really don't need to since the library already has such a wide range of loops that you can use. Safety and privacy, I would say that it is very safe because you have your own control over the privacy settings. Since it's not on the internet, you don't have to share it. If you don't want to, you can play around with it and delete whatever you've done, and that's that. And like I said, for first-time users, it did take a lot of time as a first-time user to even make that simple cover, but once I got the hang of it, it became very easy. So although I may sound contradictory, it was difficult in the beginning, but by the end I really saw the benefits of it, and it actually is a very easy application once you know how to navigate it. So like I said before, I strongly, strongly suggest that if you're going to use it, you need to play around with it and design a lesson to show your students how to use it. So I do recommend it. Use GarageBand, play around with it. Your kids will love it, especially since you can download all kinds of instrumentals. I even have the Frozen Let It Go instrumental, and I also have the instrumental for Counting Stars. You can find instrumentals for any popular music and download it and use it for whatever instructional goal that you have. Okay, so enjoy!